Hiya! Welcome to Lyndley Trends. I'm Sally Lyndley, and today we're going to talk about architect and interior designer Carlo Mollino. So Carlo Mollino was an Italian man who was born in the 1905, and then he passed away in 1973. And he was one of the best interior designers of the 30s and 40s and architects, and made the most incredibly beautiful furniture, and was apparently just some sort of amazing creative genius. So I found out about Carlo Mollino because Riccardo Tisci, who designed Givenchy, cited him as an inspiration for his recent show for fall-winter 2014. So looking into Carlo Mollino's work, I was very, very inspired when I found a whole bunch of photographs and mostly Polaroid series that he did all the way from, well, he started taking pictures of women in the 1930s and all the way until his death in 1973. And what he would do is he would hire prostitutes from his town that he lived in Italy and bring them in to take pictures, pay them to take pictures in various forms of undress, in really amazing clothes and these really ornate, over-the-top interiors in his own house. So I found that really, really inspiring. The images I found, I mean, obviously, be aware, there's a lot of nudity. But the clothes are incredibly chic. The women are beautiful. The photographs are beautiful. I can understand how this could have inspired the entire Givenchy collection. And looking at the Givenchy collection, you can really see the inspiration of his furniture, and the lines from the Polaroids and the images showed up in the clothes for sure. That this season's Givenchy collection was also had touches of Bauhaus in it. So I can run the parallel between Carlo Mollini and, Bauhaus and everything that was happening with all of the post-German avant-garde crew that Miuccia was inspired by, and Phoebe Philo at Celine, because Carlo Mollino, a lot of his work was in response to post-war World II as well. Italy, of course, being in Europe, was very involved in the war as well, and they, fighting the Germans. And so, apparently it was a big inspiration inside of his work for his furniture and his interior design and his architecture. And apparently Carlo Mollini got obsessed with taking pictures because he felt like he could get another look and a better look at his design and architecture to continue to hone and craft his own design. So I found a couple of the books on Amazon. I'm going to put the links here for you guys. Definitely, I'll also put the Google image searches of his work here. It is so super duper cool. Very, very inspiring. And again, this kind of 60s, 70s theme is showing up here again, also 30s and 40s. I mean, there is some 50s, but the Polaroids that I find particularly inspiring and were a lot of the references that Riccardo Tisci used at Givenchy were more of the things in the 60s and 70s, the images from the 60s and 70s, and those women just look amazing. So again, 60s and 70s, they're here, they're not going anywhere. How do you do a modern interpretation? I think Riccardo Tisci did a very great job as Givenchy. But yeah, take a look. I mean, the hair and makeup in the Polaroids is also amazing if you have a beauty company, but these are great concepts for magazine editorial or any kind of visuals where you may be doing advertising or visual representation of a brand. I also think from a design perspective that this era is very important, and these kind of, I don't know, the sexiness in these pictures was missing from a lot of runways, and I think that's why people like the Givenchy collection so much, is because there was that touch of sexuality there that was missing from many of the other runways. So take a look, check out Carlo Mollino. Sorry, my Italian's a little rusty. And especially the Polaroids, and I would definitely encourage you to get his photographic books that are available, and definitely a hardcore Google search, and also inside of his furniture and architecture, great inspirations there for lines and colors and shapes and more graphic style aesthetic. So that is it for this episode of the Lyndley Trends. I hope you got a lot out of it, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.